Hey y'all, today we're gonna make some low-fat chewy granola bars. My kids really like these, and it's something that you can do from home and you can feel good about the ingredients you're putting in it instead of just always having to go out and buy granola bars. So here's our ingredients. We're gonna do use some Quaker oats. I have the quick 1-minute oats. Applesauce, unsweetened. I have some organic raw and unfiltered honey here, whichever honey you like. Some vanilla extract, is some baking powder, some salt, cinnamon, some butter, chocolate chips. I have some light brown sugar, whatever brown sugar you have, an egg, and I did forget one ingredient. It is baking soda. You need a little bit of baking soda. And you can add different things to your granola bars. I've ground up some flaxseed, and I'm going to add some flaxseed today in mine. All right. Let me go get the baking soda, though. All right. First, we're going to combine oat flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. Now, if you don't have oat flour, which I never do, you just take the Quaker oats that I showed you, and you take a cup of it and put it in a grinder or blender until it gets fine, and then you have your oat flour. All right, so we're going to combine oat flour, 1 cup of oat flour. Baking powder, we need 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Hopefully you have some fresh baking powder. Okay, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Then we need baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I had to go get my huge bag of baking soda because I couldn't find my little container. And trust me, if you like granola bars, you will like this. Or your kids will love it. All right, so we did 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Y'all know I'm known for messes. Make sure. All right, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we need cinnamon next, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. All right, once you have that in there, whisk that together. Whisk, whisk, whisk. So it's really combined. That's why I said make sure you have fresh baking powder, because if not, it will have little clumps in it. All right, get this stuff out the way. Okay, the next step is, in a larger bowl, to mix together the butter and sugar on medium speed. Make sure your butter is room temperature. And here we go. Okay, our sugar and butter have been blended. Now we're going to add the egg. 1 egg. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of honey, which I already have measured. 1/4 cup of honey. Look at that. And then we're gonna add some applesauce, unsweetened applesauce. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of that. The only thing about honey is it's hard to get it out of the measuring cup. Yeah, it's sticky. Alright, so honey. While that's still drizzling, I'm gonna get my applesauce out. Alright. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of applesauce. Yeah, that's a little bit over, but it's okay. Get our applesauce out of there. I'm about to get a small. Okay. Get me a plastic utensil to get that all out. The applesauce just smells good to me. All right, get all that honey out. And the applesauce. Next, we're gonna add some vanilla extract, a 1/2 teaspoon. Okay. And then we're gonna mix that all up. Half a teaspoon of vanilla. All right, we're gonna use our blender again. Start mixing that all up. All right, once we have our wet ingredients mixed, yeah, it looks funny, but it smells so good. We are going to add our dry ingredients, which is our flour mixture that we made, plus 2 cups of whole oats. Let me adjust. So, we have the flour mixture we made with the oat flour and the baking powder and everything. We're going to now put this and mix it in here with our wet ingredients until well combined. Once all this gets mixed up in there really well, then we can add our fun ingredients like our chocolate chip cookies, chocolate chips. If you want to, you can add raisins. Some people like raisins. I added the flaxseed, which I'm gonna add with the chocolate chips. I went on ahead and put the flaxseed in the flour mixture since it was ground up anyway. Some people put M&Ms, but I'm trying to go for a slightly healthier granola bar. But you could do M&Ms. People have done pretzel pieces, whatever you want after you get all this mixed in. Then you add the other part. Okay. So let's just get this mixed in really well. I normally have a silicone spatula, but I'm using a silicone spoon. Like this. See? And keep stirring till all your ingredients are mixed in and nothing looks dry anymore. all your dry ingredients should be wet in that nice honey and applesauce that we put in there. And it smells good already. I mean, you don't have to put the chocolate chips and stuff in there if you don't want to. That just makes people want to eat it more though. Especially if it's kids. Either eating plain granola or granola with a little bit of sweetness to it. And I'm using dark chocolate chips because I had these for some banana bread or something I made. So these are on the healthy side a little something. Oh, and some people also put dates in there. All right, so now once your ingredients are all wet, you can go ahead and add your mix-ins. And these chocolate chips are big that I have. So they can feel like they're eating a little candy bar. The recipe originally called for a half of a cup of chocolate chips, or whatever your mix-ins are, a half a cup of each. I really like chocolate better than my kids, so I usually do more than half a cup. I'll do like 3/4 up to a cup, but these are really big, so I might not use my whole cup. All right, as far as what container you put them in, usually I have a non-stick 9x9, but I recently got some different pans, so today I'm gonna use this, a glass one that I believe is 8x8. So you can use parchment paper and lay it in there and then bake. And that way it's easier for you to pull out and then cut up into whatever bar shape you want. However, today, I'm not gonna do that, I don't think. I'm trying to think if I should do that. Because my kids eat them so fast, it's like a waste of my time to even try to put them in some type of... I might just cook it like this. But I don't want this to... Maybe I will do the parchment paper. What you think? I'll do it. I've never done the parchment paper in glass. But it makes it easy to lift up. And then you just cut them. I'm just used to a bigger container. But anyway, you put the parchment paper in there. I'm gonna just put all of them. And then you just put your mixture in there and then flatten it out. You have your oven preheated for 350 degrees. Alright, we're gonna put this in here. Scoop it up. Okay. Once you scooped it all in there, you're just trying to even it out. Last time I made these in a slightly bigger pan, so depending on the size of the pan you use is how thick, you know. So I'm assuming this time, since my pan is a little bit smaller, that it will be a little bit thicker. But just even it out. Then you're going to bake this on 350 for about 25 minutes. once you get it out, and it should look kind of golden brown on the edges. All right, so once you get it out, you're gonna cool it completely and refrigerate it, okay, before you cut it. All right, let me put this in the oven and then I can show you what it looks like when it gets out. Try to get all of it off. All right, I am putting it in the oven. All right, I'm gonna get our granola bars out of the oven so I can show you what it looks like. See that? Slightly brown around the edges. That's how you want it. Then, oops, shouldn't have tilted it like that. But we're going to let it cool for, I'll probably let it cool for about 30 minutes and then I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. And then I'll put it in the refrigerator until I know it's not warm anymore at all. Just completely cool it. Then once you take it out of the fridge, you can just cut it whichever way you want to. I usually cut it in half and then I do long ways like this. So they're little bars, and then you can, sometimes I used to pack them in my kids' lunches and I would just put them in saran wrap individually. And that is that. So I will show you, I'll come back and show you how they look when I cut them, okay? Okay, here's what our finished product looks like once we get it out of the refrigerator and cut it up. See? And they're really good. Just try it. My kids love these. You can wrap them up individually in saran wrap if you want, or just put them in a container and they can get one out when they feel like it. All right. Thank you for watching. Another food pleasure.